are expected to record strong growth, high profits, and expanding market in 2026. Despite persistent structural challenges, Nigeria's rapidly growing population, increasing focus on tackling childhood malnutrition, and rising global demand for protein-rich food are driving strong profit projections across the catfish value chain. With fish accounting for about 40% of Nigerians' protein intake and a domestic supply deficit of over 50%, 2026 presents a promising outlook for aquaculture and catfish businesses, specifically in the Southeast and Nigeria. Joining me virtually for this conversation is Mr. Daniel. He's a 21st century farmer, an agribusiness consultant, and aquaculture value chain expert with hands-on experience across catfish production and processing. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you and good morning.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
Yes, I'm doing great. You're at the farm. I can see that.
Yes, I'm on the farm.
Okay.
I think projecting, showing what to do are not for people. Most of the people, they believe it's just an audio farm, or maybe we just say what we see on the internet.
Yes.
But we have a farm, we run a farm, and we help farms also develop their activity, whatever part of Nigeria they are into. So yes, so what we want to say today, it's actually practical and not just what we read online or what people read online.
All right, that's beautiful. Okay, you heard my introduction, the projections for strong growth and profitability in Nigeria's catfish value chain by 2026. How realistic is this outlook from your on-the-ground experience?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so Mr. Daniel, I asked from the projections that I gave, right, for strong growth and profitability in Nigeria's catfish value chain by 2026. How realistic is this outlook from your on-the-ground experience?
Okay, very realistic. I would say from time to time, people have just been coming in and going out without really experiencing the profits in the business, basically. So majorly, one of the things that happens to people that run this business is they come in and within 6 months, 1 year max, they run out. But if they can, there's profit in the business depending on what aspect of it that you are into. Also, depending on the kind of activity you want to go into. Not looking into different background check that you do, not going into the business just like that without doing any background check or any marketing. So yes, there is profitability in the business and it's going to increase because a lot of people have left the business. It's not left for you that is into the business or looking into the business to start to key into that profit and make what you want to make and continue making it. And it's not just a one-time thing.
Okay, you said a lot of people have left the business. That's alarming, but I'll get to that. With fish providing about 40% of Nigeria's protein intake and a domestic supply deficit of 50%, what does this gap truly represent for investors and entrepreneurs?
Yes, you said with fish, what?
The 50% deficit in the catfish value chain. What does this gap truly represent for investors and entrepreneurs?
Okay, so the deficit is something that when you look at different value chain, we have the production, and even the production is divided into two. We have the processing, we have the logistics, we have the marketing. There is a lot of, even more than, I would say more than 50% in the value chain that people need to key into. So for those that are looking into to invest, everybody tend to run towards one value chain of the business, which is the production. But you see, the logistics, the marketing is one big challenge for catfish farmers that people need to key into with enough experience, and they are going to make they are going to make very good money because I would say for logistics, the risk is very minimal compared to even other value chain. And for the marketing as well, the risk is very, very, very minimal compared to the production value chain of the business. So yes, there's a lot of opportunity for those coming into the business, and they say, okay, I want to manage my risks, and I don't want to go into the high risk investment, which is the production, like I mentioned earlier. So yes, the deficit is a lot of gain to anyone coming into the business in 2026.
Okay, so we can say that the deficit is both a crisis and an opportunity for people to key into the business, right?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
We can say that the deficit is both a crisis and an opportunity for people to key into the business.
Yes. I would say more of an opportunity than a crisis.
Well. All right, I get that. So what segment of the catfish value chain will be most profitable in 2026? Is it the farming? Is it the feed production? Is it the processing? Is it the cold storage? Is it logistics and exports? Speaking about exports, Nigeria is the world's largest producer of African catfish. So which of these segments would be very profitable in 2026?
Oh, okay, so I would not say profitability, because when you say profitable in that aspect, people look beyond the underground things before you get to that profit. So I would say it is more of which should people go into that will make their investment very realistic. There's profit in all the value chain. However, the only challenge is none of this value chain can be done with little money. So the profit that you're going to realize in any of the value chain we're talking about will be dependent on the amount you are spending on the business to kickstart the business. So yes, every value chain is very profitable.
All right,
depending on how much you're really spending to start that. Yes.
Start up with. Okay, let's bring the light on the Southeast. How productive and big is the Southeast aquaculture industry?
Yes, can you hear me now?
I asked, yes. How productive and big is the Southeast aquaculture industry currently?
So the Southeast is it's very big.
Yes.
When I say very big, I've been opportune to do some consultation in Anambra State. There's a 100,000 capacity fish farm in Anambra that I was opportune to do a consultation service for them, and also in Enugu, I was able to do a consultation service and also train the staffs there in Enugu. That's sometimes last year.
Interesting.
It's very big, very big industry, but just like I said, they need to come out for people to see them. Notwithstanding, yes, there are some challenges being faced in the Southeast that makes production very, very difficult for people in the Southeast. But even at that, if one would be able to overcome that challenges, then yes, Southeast is very big when it comes to production of catfish.
All right, you mentioned challenges. Is the climate in the Southeast Nigeria suitable for catfish production?
Yes, it is.
Always suitable.
Yeah, just like I mentioned earlier, I've been able to do some consultation and training in Anambra and also in Enugu. Yes, it is very suitable. However, some of the challenges that is being faced, which I mentioned, is their water, especially in Enugu. Their water is kind of difficult to manage catfish. But for every problem, there's always a solution to it. So if you are able to look into how you can overcome the challenges, no matter where you are in the Southeast, yes, you'll be able to produce very well. And again, just like I mentioned, these ones that I've mentioned are those into the production aspects of the business. So if you are looking into other value chain, for example, if you are looking into logistics, for example, you wouldn't need any climate change. You won't be bothered about climate change. You just have to find your customers or find people that need services. For example, one of the biggest challenges that catfish farmers face in Nigeria, southeast to be precise, is logistics. Transporting fish from Lagos to the east is a very, very big issue, and it has always been an issue. So it's something that any southeastern person can say, okay, I want to key into the logistics value chain of the business, and I don't want to bother into other aspects.
All right. Okay, let's talk about the business side of it. For someone watching this program today, how can they practically enter the catfish business?
Okay, so I advise people, for those that come to my training, or for anyone that say, okay, I want to start a business, catfish business. I give one advice. Number one, catfish business is not a get rich quick scheme. That's one. And if you are serious about business, it's not something that you say, okay, I want to start with 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. If you are talking about real business that wants to make money, so you are looking into millions of naira to run into the business. Bear in mind that we are talking. Yes. Bear in mind that we are looking into starting all over. That's if you are going into production aspect of the business. But if you are going into processing, for example, you need just little amounts of money. I don't want to be
like how much?
Because
like how much? Just give us an amount.
Okay, so I will not. I will not be specific because someone's small business is another person's large business, and someone's large business is another person's small farm. So if you are to put an amount for it, for person that only has a land and you're starting from the scratch and you don't have anything and you just want to start and you want to go into production, you should be looking at nothing less than 20 million. Nothing less than 20 million. Yes.
Wow.
That's if you want to, except you want to do small scale and you are not looking to make profit, enough profits that could sustain you. That's it.
Okay.
Again,
you mentioned a huge amount of money, and I don't know how accessible. Yeah, that's a huge amount of money. You know that, right?
Yes.
But are there policies, are there grants or programs supporting fish farmers?
Okay, so every state has like an association for catfish farmers, and depending on the association you join, depending on how active you are, there are always grants opportunities from the government from time to time. Then also within the cooperative and within the association, there are always support from people. Then if you go to trainings, there are trainings that the government will say, okay, for fish farmers, this is it. Even if they are giving out two bags of feed, then it's something that you should be proud of and say, okay, yes, this is something that we could do. So from time to time, it now goes beyond, okay, is it accessible, directly accessible to the real farmers and not just audio farmers?
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned 2 bags of feed, and I know feed accounts for the highest cost in catfish farming. What is the current reality of feed pricing, and why is fish feed so expensive in Nigeria?
Okay, so the majority of the feed that is being consumed by fish are being produced outside the country. So, and if we are going to be factoring that, we're going to look at import duties. Import duties is a lot of money. So if you look into that, that's going to make it worse. Then if you are saying we want to start producing local feed, we don't have enough. We don't have enough ingredients. We don't have enough machines to produce the smaller sizes of feed that contains good protein for the fish to grow. So we are looking at the 1.5 to 2 mm size of feed we cannot produce that in Nigeria to be very suitable there. If you are now looking at the 3 4 for local food, yes, it's still manageable.
Okay, let me call you
For
there. Is it that we
then
can't produce that in Nigeria currently, or pretty soon we'll start producing? What is the reality like?
Okay, so the thing is, even the biggest, the largest producing companies in Nigeria that produce feed, they don't produce the smaller sizes for fish. They don't produce them in Nigeria because we don't have that capacity.
We don't.
We don't have that capacity.
Is it the money or the ingredients? As you mentioned, the ingredients. Is it or the both of them?
It's not the money. I would say it comes hand in hand. We have the ingredient and also the money, because you cannot compare the Western world, how far they've gone, to we that are just coming up. So the smaller sizes for the juveniles and the fingerlings, we can't produce them in Nigeria currently. Maybe in the nearest future, we'll be able to produce a very good quality feed for the smaller sizes. Yes, but for now, no.
All right. So there are no local alternative farmers can explore to reduce cost. No local alternatives.
Okay, so the thing is, if you look around on social media and all, there are people that will tell you, okay, yes, use BSF, that's black soldier fly or black soldier larva. But those, I always call them that those are not real feed for your fish. They are just supplements. They are supplementary feeds that you use to interchangeably give your fish, but you cannot rely 100% on those to feed. So for now, there are no alternative for feed. There are no alternative for feed. That's for someone that is doing a real commercial fish farming, and not just someone that is looking into cutting corners.
Okay, all right. So, if you're advising a Southeasterner with limited capital but strong interest in agribusiness, would you recommend catfish farming, and why?
Okay, so I'll recommend catfish farming.
Okay. I said limited capital. I mentioned limited capital as well.
Yes, I'm going to get there.
Okay.
There is, I would say this for free, but for anyone that wants to now come around and say, okay, I want to learn more, can just reach out by an email or a WhatsApp number. If you have limited capital, you have no business. You have no business going into the production aspect of the business.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can just be, you can go into marketing. If you don't have money, you have to have time. If you don't have money, you have to know people, and you have to be able to, you should be ready to work. But if you cannot, if you don't have money and are not ready to work, or you're not ready to go the extra mile, then don't bother to go into fish farming. But if you have money, if you don't have money and you're ready to work, then you can go into the marketing aspect of the business. You don't have any. You don't need money. All you need is to know people. What you need is to basically just see that you are able to connect farmers, buyers to sellers, and with that, you make money from the business. Save off money, then you can build an empire into that. So also processing, you don't even need to own a farm.
All right.
Or own a processing machine for you to be able to sell the processed catfish. All you need is to know the right people and take it from there. Again, if you want more depth, then you can. They can always book a consultation session with the company.
All right. Okay. So naturally, is there a natural advantage the South is have in the aquaculture industry that is not fully exploited?
I would say. I would say, okay, there is always this belief that the Southeasterners have more money. So
you said it's just belief. Okay.
Yeah. So if we are to look into that with the right amount of training, and all, yes, you can put heads together. if you are someone that is not really big on risks, you are not a risk taker, then you can have 2 or more persons come together, build an empire for aquaculture and take it from there. Yeah, you can even, one thing that people fail to realize is that you don't need to 100% take the risks for yourself. Like I mentioned, you can with 3, have a solid agreement, then you take it from there, build an empire, and you start selling fish.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. Thank you. That has been so informative. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's the much we can take on the Eastern Business Report. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Norma Anwene. Bye for now.